See, I said I was recording and I forgot to hit record, but it is live inside of your journey with Jennie. So here we go again. I'm Jennie Wolek in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and today we're going to talk about VIP groups, Facebook groups, and kind of memberships, I guess we would say, for our raving fans, our clients who are the ones that share referrals with us. They support us. They're our cheerleaders. And I'll kind of talk with you about like how this started for us, because we really started implementing these ideas back in 2017. And so we'll go through it. Of course, I put a presentation together because I'm a big nerd and I like to work off of a screen so that you guys can see what I am talking about. All right, so here we are, and I'm going to present. All right, everyone can see my screen. Yes, thank you. I love that Joel always gives me the thumbs up. That makes me feel confident in myself. I appreciate that. All right, so here we are, and I'll start by sharing that, I've been in real estate now 20 years, and over time on the task over time, when really getting purposeful about our database, you start seeing the results of all of your hard work of focusing on building, growing, loving, nurturing your database, your people. And so it was a few years back now, gosh, it was 2017, I think. We had heard of a book called Perk Your Sphere, Perk, Your Sphere, and it's written by a girl named Liz Johnson. She's a Keller Williams agent out of the Tacoma area, I believe. And we had actually known each other because we shared a business coach, a MAPS coach. And so I knew Liz. She wrote this 40-pager book that's on Amazon. You guys can probably go still get it today, $9.99. And it was really just a playbook on how she started. And here's the backstory, because I talked to her about it. She and I had the same coach, and the coach asked her a question. He said, "Hey, Liz, you have this huge database, and you're not really getting the proper return on your investment that you should be getting based on the number of people in your Met database." And so all this terminology and words that I talk about come directly from The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. And so she was like, "Well, what do I do?" So she started doing some research, and she went and found some people who were killing it when it came to getting a return on her investment. So she wrote this book on what she discovered, and it's basically a system. And the system is very simple, and you're like, "Oh, well, isn't that cool?" Because we always make things way more complicated than they need to be. And so what she'd come up with was this monthly giveaway for her database, for her, what she called her raving fans. She called it a VIP group, and I think she had different names for the different levels. She maps it all out, and you guys can go buy the book and get all the details. But the overarching idea is that every month they're going to have a giveaway, and the clients have to reply that they want to come get the gift. So you also got to pop by, like they came into you to pick up the gift. And we ran that play for probably 6 months, and we were getting some good engagement with our database. The kicker, though, is that at the time in Oklahoma, it was illegal for us to do giveaways. So we could not post any of this publicly. We couldn't say, do all the marketing things around showing that we're sharing love with our favorite people, our rock stars, our cheerleaders. And so we're like, okay, so we got to adjust this. So we did ours on the down low. And what ended up happening is we created a Facebook group just for what we call our rock stars. And so they got an invitation to the group. They got a letter in the mail introducing them to the idea and what it means to be a rock star with us. And so we were able to invite in the people who had shared referrals with us in the past, or maybe they were just raving fans, like they always shared our posts and always supported us. And so we started really small. It was really around about 100 people that we invited early on. And so what we're seeing as we were doing the monthly giveaway for our closed group, it started just being the same people that were registering and signing up and showing up. We're like, well, that's fun and all, and we like seeing them. But the point is to kind of, engage with others as well. And so we're like, how about time out? The money and time we're investing in that idea and that plan, why don't we just instead have more purposeful events for our rock stars. So we just then would sprinkle a couple times a year more exclusive events just for them, or we would allow them to have early access to tickets. For example, we always used to do a baseball game at the Driller Stadium here in Tulsa. And so they would get early entry into all of this stuff. So we were selling the value of being a rock star was that you had some exclusivity with us. And we always have had a great time and we love them and we see the results. So then we had also, as I'm sharing, the things that I'm doing from Liz's book, I am in this red book, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and on page 141, Gary Keller lines out with a beautiful graphic here, diagram, a allied resource referral generating program. And he says that the 3 principles of referrals: educate, ask for help, and reward. And so you repeat these over and over again to your database, and you can, get really clear on who are your allied resources, AKA your rock stars, your VIPs. So that's kind of funny. We always think we got to go find answers somewhere else, and they're usually already inside that book. And then as a team, the next year we found this book that is called Monster Loyalty, and we read it as a book club, and it's actually about Lady Gaga. Whether you like her or not, I think she's super talented. And it was all about how she's doing this same idea with what she calls her little monsters. She has created insane amounts of loyalty by her people, by being real, by staying connected with them and loving on them. So that's just another example of an idea for you. So kind of just to give you an idea of our numbers, I mean, we're here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've really gotten a lot more purposeful about our database over the past 5 years or so. And we have to this day about 2,100 people, what we would say in our MET database. So those are our, systematic touches and love with our events and our marketing and our prospecting that get touches from us, 36 plus touches a year. And so last year we got to help 173 families, and we received 33 referrals directly from our database. So once we get a referral, then instantly a whole action plan goes into place because now they are a rock star. And so I'll share that system with you guys. But out of what we closed last year, 23 people were past clients who came back again. 14 people were team sphere of influence, meaning they were probably my sphere of influence over time. And then we had 15 sphere referrals, and then that closed. And then we had 34 sphere that were our agent sphere. So from our agents growing their own databases inside of the team, they came up with 34 pieces of business last year. So that's 86 units that came directly from our database or referred to us by our database or past clients who came back again. Now, those numbers may not be staggering, but it ended up being 52% of our overall production. And why that matters is because referred business is so much fun. It's so much easier to convert. They are super nice and ready. You don't have stress or chaos in working to convert them to trust us, right? So that's the benefit of working with a referred client. So of course, our goal is to always grow that number. And we grow that number by loving on those who already share with us even more, and then continuing to grow our database over time as well. So just to give you a quick idea, and I'll share this link and I'll make sure that it works for you guys. Here's just an example of our 2021 GPS as a team. And so you can see that whenever we think about how are we going to generate enough leads to get to our goal of 221 families this year, we start right away with talking about how are we going to market to our database and how are we going to specifically market to our rock stars. So this is just some of the ideas that we always are making sure that we're creating engagement inside of our rock star group. So it is just so make it really clear, we have a Facebook group that is closed and private, and only people in our raving fan club get an invitation. Okay. So what we also, this really goes back to the very beginning of time, because if you guys have heard me share before, we talk about this all the time about sharing our promise. And so remember, our promise is on the front end. Whenever we first start talking with people, they've been referred to us or they're brand new in our world, we share with them that we have a goal, that by the time of closing together, that, here's our mission, here's our promise, we're going to deliver on. And then we also have a goal that we are going to deliver such an amazing experience that by the time we get to the end of our time together, you will absolutely feel so compelled to have shared a referral with us, or at least a review. So on the front end, we're setting them up to go ahead and be a rock star in the end. So then we also, on the front end of working with any new clients, have them fill out a VIP form. So this could be just something as part of your, pre-listing and pre-buyer presentation emails that go out, a link that says, go ahead and fill out this VIP questionnaire. And now this is going to help you gather all of their data, all the things that matter, because we want to send birthday cards and wedding anniversary cards. We want to know their favorite celebratory beverage, so that if we want to surprise them with something, we can for closing or even beyond. We know things that matter to them, their favorite restaurant, if you needed to send a gift card, etc. So that is an idea that you could implement, is making sure you have a VIP form filled out with everybody that's in your database, first of all. So they get access to events, maybe just early access, or maybe some events that are just for them. Let me back up here. So we had realized, let me stop for a second and go back. We had realized that, first of all, when we implemented this, we just only invited people who had shared referrals with us and who were raving fans, like fanatics. And we didn't include all past clients, because we thought, some past clients, we love all our past clients that we've ever worked with ever over time, but not all of them are referring type people. And so let's just leave them out for now and really focus on those who are, cheering us on and supporting us. And then, because I am obsessive about going from E to P, I wanted more engagement inside of that Facebook group. Well, it takes effort to get engagement. And so we thought, and it also takes more people to get engagement. So that's when we just this last year started over, and we sent out and had a marketing push to all of our past clients. So that luckily they were tagged really simple in our database, and we could just pull them, send them a video email that says, welcome, you're a rock star, we appreciate you, and here's a script. So our team had a call day to all of those people who were past clients and said, this is something fun that we have going on. We want to make sure that you know about our Rockstar group, and that you want to join and hang out with us. And it was also partnered with our virtual music bingo that we did just for rock stars. So there was kind of a lot of little things linked together to inspire them to want to join the Facebook group. And so here's a link you guys can look at later just for an updated system. Here was the fun virtual bingo that was just for rock stars. It was a blast. You guys reach out to Brittany at Sassy and Social if you're interested in doing a video bingo. It was awesome, Zoom bingo. And so this was what the invitation looked like, just so you can get some ideas and some wording options. And then, not letting me go on. There we go. So what I then realized is that now over time, let me go back. So what we had here was, I think I skipped this slide. So we we created the Rockstar system because everything is a system in my business. And so what does that look like? So if someone shares a referral with us, they are for sure a rock star. They don't even have to be a past client. So what we do is we have everything as an action plan or a smart plan in our database. They get added, they get tagged, they get plans applied to them. They get a phone call from me saying, thank you so much for being a rock star. We sure appreciate you. The primary agent who is working with that also makes sure that they get added to the Facebook group. And hey, just want to let you know, look for that invitation. Make sure you ask to join our closed Facebook group. A video goes out, and this is an older version of the video, but I think I've got the updated version. And it just says, and you guys can watch this later, it just says, hey, we think you rock. You have been selected as a member of our Rockstar program because you're valuable in our business and our lives. Here's the fun stuff that you'll want to be a part of. We'd love you to join our Facebook group. And so then they can just opt in by clicking that link. And then the other thing that we figured out is, you guys know I'm a systems freak. So we had started running, like many of you guys did last year, the call-in events where people would call in on a certain day, and then you got to add new Mets to your database, right? There's new people. And then you did the opt-in type events where they fill out a Google form in advance in order to have a chance to win some giveaway. And so I see, like, wait a minute, now there's new people that have never been in our database before. They don't even know who we are. And in order for us to win them over to actually use us if they need help or to refer us, we needed a little marketing plan to introduce ourselves to them. So we came up with this, what we call our new Met system. So what it looks like is we have an action plan that we follow. It's set up inside of our CRM. And so as soon as the event or giveaway is over and we have those new people that we didn't know before they opted in or called in, then they get added to our database. They get tagged all the proper ways of being tagged. They get an email that says, thank you so much for participating in our event. We look forward to getting to know you better and seeing you around. I get a phone call reminder, and I just call and introduce myself. And it's a very simple script. I say, hey, it's Jennie with the Wolek Group. You just entered to win one of our contests. You just entered our contest. And I just want to say thanks for playing with us. Keep an eye out in your inbox and on social media because we're having lots more fun coming up. And then they get a little postcard in the mail, little note, and then they get our promised video sent to them. So it's just a little, 4-day, 4-touch system, so that I just was thinking, they don't know who the heck that we are. They just wanted to win that prize. So let's have a system in place so that we can get them to get to know us, and then they can become a rock star over time because they are, a part of our world. And so I'm going to pause right there just to kind of get some ahas and ideas so far, and then we've got more time left so we can dive a little deeper for those that are here in the group with me. Any questions or things? So great, I see Joel's question. He said, how many started over, how many are in the group now? So I have my data here. So we started our group back in 2017, and then in 2020, we wanted to have more engagement and more excitement going on. So we had to get more purposeful. I'll say that we get most engagement when team members trade off. So it's part of our weekly team meeting that we say, okay, Brittany, it's your week to post something fun in the Rockstar group. So it could be something like life at home while kids are at school on Zoom, or what's going on in the neighborhood or whatever. So get your team involved to help with engagement. I think that's really valuable. Back in when we first started it, we just had about 100 people inside of there. They were only referring people. And then we added our past clients this past year. So in our Brivity database, which is what we still currently use, we have 681 rock stars who are tagged. So that means those people get are marketing pieces that are specifically for them, or they get early access to events that they get to opt in for. They get to sign up for stuff before everybody else. So that's part of the benefit. And then in the closed Facebook group itself, we have 178 people. So, me, of course, wanting to be better and more and all of that, I am always searching for ways to get more engagement. So for today, we just had our marketing meeting, and it's okay. So every week we're going to have go to the national holiday calendar and have something fun in a fun little event, that's just for them, or a fun little giveaway of some local business thing or swag or something, just a way to get engagement and get enthusiasm going. We know that it works. It's kind of like those, video. You can't really measure the return on investment when you send out videos to your database. You just know that they view you as professional. They think of you when it's time, and that's how they show up most for us. So I think that another thing that we do have is, of course, it's all sitting and living inside of our database. They're all tagged as Rockstar, or when somebody shares a referral, there's different tags so that it's easy to pull the data. But I'm also still a spreadsheet person on some things. So I can easily go to the 2021 calendar and I can see how many agent referrals we've received and who they were from, and then how many sphere referrals we've received and who they're from. And that way we can really know the extra love. Oh, something I didn't cover though is when you do become a rock star, not only do you get the intros and the calls and all that stuff, we send, for now, we're going to up this game, but for now we're sending, if you've used AM cards or send out cards, you know how you can send the brownies for like $30. They get a card in the mail and they get a 6-pack of brownies. And it just says, thank you so much for being a rock star. We appreciate you. And then whenever they close, whenever their referred person closes, then we go to their VIP form or give them something yummy or local. So let's see, is your ask for business in the follow-up after events or before and during? Joel's asking if your ask for business is in the follow-up after events before or during. So how we did asks for business in the past would be, say, at the baseball game that was, rock stars got first invitations. And the other thing is, they get maybe double entry for being a rock star into different kinds of events and stuff, because you want to sell them on why there's benefit. But what we did with the way you ask for the business is just a silly little contest, like super bubble gum, how you can get those at Costco's or Sam's, and there's a lot of pieces of bubble gum and it's guess how many pieces. And so it's kind of a side little giveaway and says, guess how many pieces for a $25 gift card to wherever. And then they put on the form your name, what's your guess, and can you think of anybody who may need to buy or sell? So we were always slipping in the ask. And now remember, because of last year doing all of our events, either the opt-ins or the call-ins, they're getting those Google forms over and over again that are asking for the referral. And so as soon as they share a referral through a Google form, whether that's a real person or not, they become a rock star. And so they get the whole system of the email, the intro, the calls, the we think you're awesome kind of touches. So Dawn is saying, I'm a one-person team. Is it difficult to set the forms? Set the forms. Like a Google form? Yeah, Google Forms are really simple. Actually, I can even do them. So if you have Google as your, so you use Google or G Suite, if you just go into the apps, you can see forms, and they're very, very simple to set up. You just write in what you want. And if you come back, Dawn, I'll share this little presentation I just made up in your journey with Jennie, and then you can click on those and just borrow the wording of what we put in our previous forms. So that should be helpful. All right, what else? Do you guys feel like so here's one little thing since I have a little bit more time. There are some different thinkings behind a, a closed group versus a public page. And so I think that there is awesome, great benefit of having a closed group. I think people would feel more comfortable sharing and connecting inside of a closed group, knowing that it's a safe place. But please don't post real estate stuff. Like, it should be very, very rare that you talk about buying or selling houses inside the closed group. Our main focus is upcoming events, fun, silly stuff, things that are going on in the community, supporting local business owners or local businesses. That's where we're really, and all the giving and you want to really share inside of your group, your culture, and who you are as a team or as a person. So that's what you want to connect. You want to be real. Whenever we've had too robotic of posts, maybe posted by our marketing team, they don't get any engagement. People want you to be real. Silly memes always go really far. Everybody likes that kind of stuff. Now, the Facebook page is a public page, and we have one that is called Tulsa Looks Good on You, and that page is not related to me specifically or the Wolek Group real estate specifically. It's more directed at the community. So sometimes things can cross pollinate there, but most of the time they're very different messages. One is just all things Tulsa, and the other one, it's all things loving on your rock stars and your VIPs. So you guys got it? Like, is this it? Are we done? See, I'm not looking on Facebook, so I have no idea if anybody's watching or anything. So, well, of course, if you guys need any more specific details or questions, just hit me up. I will save this presentation and this video, and I'll put it inside the group so that you can click through some of those different ideas. I just want you to rip off and duplicate anything that I've already done so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Does that sound good? All right, well, cool. Of course, if you need me, please reach out, and otherwise, have a fabulous Friday. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.